starting. Oh my god, there was Nintendo Direct! It was so long!
Finally! It took
It,
so long.
I can't believe we had to wait over a fucking year, but I can because everything was terrible last year. Anyway, so this is our second recording of this, and we're trying to do this live, but I'm sucking at audio and at editing, so we're gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work, something else will have to happen, or nothing. Who knows? Because my YouTube channel is on and off. Anyway, Haley, what did you think?
So I think it was a very solid direct. I think there was a lot of things in it that there's going to be something that catches your eye. There's going to be something that appeals to you. It wasn't a whole bunch of big names. It wasn't a whole bunch of, oh my goodness, look at this absolutely amazing thing all over the place. But there was a lot of variety. It's going to scratch that itch somewhere or another. It doesn't matter what type of genre you like. It doesn't matter what type of games you prefer. There is going to be something for you, and I appreciate that. Like, there's not very often that you see that in many directs like this, so I appreciate that.
It was definitely a solid 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. Definitely not the best direct. I would have needed either a Fire Emblem game or actually Breath of the Wild 2 to make it like a really close to 9 or 10 for me, but it was pretty good. Really good.
Yeah. I would definitely give it around 7.5. It was solid for what it was, and it also makes sense because the world is dying. So I am not surprised that there wasn't a whole bunch of big names to call out.
Yeah. Plus, we did still get some big names. Anyway, before we get into what we're super happy about, do you want to talk about like the elephant in the room, the things that weren't there?
Things that weren't there. Okay. So nothing too major. I wasn't expecting too much just because I usually have fairly low expectations for most things. If I have low expectations, that means that I don't get my hopes up. I will say, as far as things that I thought would probably be there, I do know that it is the Namco Bandai's Tales anniversary, and it did not look like we got anything related to that, which obviously is not a Nintendo thing. It's more of a Tails thing, but it's very interesting that they aren't trying to accommodate to that, whether it's due to COVID or if it's just because they are doing whatever the heck they want to do. So I guess that sort of surprised me that we didn't see anything, especially since Nintendo is one of the main consoles from that. Other than that, nothing outside of my realm of possibility. I think it solidly scratched the itch that I had, and I'd say, if anything, I really was hoping we'd hopefully get Brewster from Animal Crossing, but I knew it was too good to be true.
Wait, who? Brewster? Oh, for the. Isn't there going to be an Animal Crossing update though soon? Didn't they mention that?
There is going to be an update, but it's mainly just giving us Mario items. So if there was Brewster in this update, they would have actually told us.
True. Plus, they might be saving him for the 1 year anniversary.
Potentially. Either way, I want him soon. He's adorable. I want my
Yeah.
coffee.
You want your coffee? Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna just say it. Everyone wanted Breath of the Wild 2 news. I wanted Breath of the Wild 2 news. I was hoping, begging, praying, but I also didn't expect it. And I think too many people were expecting it, that we deserved it, just because we all got through COVID, and we don't deserve shit because we get what we get.
Which we didn't get the news we wanted, but I'm glad they addressed the elephant in the room. I'm glad that they were fairly straightforward with us, fairly direct. Haha, direct.
Oh
But
my god.
but they were fairly straightforward. They said, "Hey, we don't have any updates yet. We're working steadily on it. We expect to have more news for you by the end of the year. We look forward to letting you know about it." And quite frankly, that honesty is something I appreciate even a lot more than just like hyping up another trailer that may not necessarily hold up to it or something like that. as long as they're able to tell us, hey, we're working on this, we'll get more information to you soon, I am fine with that, especially with the world as it is right now.
Oh yeah, and I'd rather them just tell us, "Hey, we'll get you more news soon, but we don't have anything to tell you right now," instead of being like, "Hey, let's announce this, but you're not getting it for another year or two." I swear, I'm gonna complain about that with 2 games in particular coming up. I think people already know which 2 they're going to be, but oh,
which all things considered, I perfectly stand by the statement of I would rather have a quality game come in late than to get a half-assed game right on time. So take all the time you need, Nintendo.
fair enough. There are 2 other elephants in the room that I feel like I should mention. One, for all the Fire Emblem fans, I feel like everyone's expecting a Fire Emblem news because it's Genealogy or FE4's 20th, 25th anniversary, and that's the next game that is supposedly up for a remake if they actually want to address the incest game.
Let's not debate the game right now. The monetization, if we actually got monetized, but
Yeah, if we actually had that checked off. I'm not gonna go in detail, but I'm just saying, do it, Nintendo. Do it. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. Give me this game so I can actually make a video in time with it saying how Genealogy is one of my least favorite Fire Emblem games. There, I said it. Roast me alive, FE4 fans. But anyway, people were thinking that because we got these high res models of the 3 houses lords in some video for Fire Emblem Heroes. So I think we're all thinking that maybe some news would be coming, but nothing announced. And I'm completely fine with it.
plot twist, we're going to get Fire Emblem DDR.
Did you say DDR?
Yeah, Dance Dance Revolution.
I would go. You know what? I would find that so hilarious, and I would buy it. Haley, you are underestimating the love and fanaticism of the Fire Emblem fandom. We went for so long as a dying franchise. We will buy anything to make sure that they won't kill our franchise again. All right. We are more intense than the Metroid fandom or anything when it comes to that. We were so close to dying, and we hate the way that the newer games are going so much, but we'll still buy it because of the hope that the franchise is still alive.
Well, I'm glad that you are keeping your franchise on life support.
All right, we buy all the merch. We buy all the amiibos. We buy all the games. We buy the special editions. We eat ourselves alive getting that shit. And scalpers know what it takes. Anyway, but I was a little bit disappointed. I don't know why I convinced myself there might be some news. I was hoping for it, but whatever. And the other elephant in the room actually wasn't there. Was there another one? I feel like there was, and I didn't write this down. Huh.
As far as the negative elements, I don't think there was much else. Was there?
Bayonetta 3. Guys, don't expect to hear anything about Bayonetta 3. It's a troll. They're not telling us anything about that game for a long ass time. Same with Megami Tensei 5. Um, we ain't getting news until like the summer at the earliest, if anything, on those games. I'm sorry. They just want to tease us.
So what's probably going to happen with Bayonetta is that it's going to be one of those things where they have like a little teaser image, and then several months down the line, like right as soon as we forget about it, all of a sudden they're like, bam, game. 1 month from now. And I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's probably how it's going to happen. And everyone will eat it up anyway because it's Bayonetta.
That's exactly what's going to happen. Alright. Big games, the ones you're excited about. Go.
Okay. So I wouldn't say it's maybe a big one, but I am really interested with this Death Come True game. It was made by the same developers who have made the Danganronpa games. So I am very curious to see how that's going to go and if there's going to be a lot of death or not. I've heard around the grapevine that apparently there is or was a demo, not for the Switch, obviously, but somewhere that was accessed. So I think that if I can track that down, I definitely want to try to play it. It looks promising and it looks adorable. Hopefully, the adorableness doesn't lead to bloodshed.
I can almost guarantee that at least 3 of those characters are dying.
I can hope they're not going to. Or if they are, it's going to be something where it's like, hey, we're going to meet your expectations for the Danganronpa dev team by going ahead and killing someone off in the very beginning. But then we're going to stray from your expectations because that's what we do.
Alright. Yeah, you know what? I hope that you get exactly what you want with that.
I'm not sure if there's anything exactly that I want with it. I'm honestly just happy to hear more from the Danganronpa devs because I fell down that rabbit hole.
I didn't even know you liked Danganronpa. I watched the anime, but I didn't play the games, and I was like, I can tell this is a visual novel.
Yes, it is. Visual novel, but death.
Alright, so let's go back and forth with it so it's not just one of us talking for fucking ever. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Legend of Mana. You know, I screamed a little bit when I saw it because of course I did. I scream at everything because I thought it was Children of Mana from the DS at first because I was like, wait, that's the Mana series. I can tell that's the Mana series. Gimme. But I'm actually happy because I think Children of Mana and the Trials of Mana remake are the only Mana games I played. And I really like it, so I'm really excited to get an HD remake of. I looked it up. It's the 3rd or 4th game in the series, and I like that it's just an HD like remaster of the original instead of like a full-on remake, just so I can see the original art style. Plus, that also means it's probably cheaper, so that makes me happy too.
Yes, affordable is always lovely. And I did technically have the original game. I got it from a flea market, and while it wasn't my favorite game, mainly because I didn't have the nostalgia lenses to keep me going, it definitely looks like a promising game. It looks like a fun game, and I think it'll definitely be worth playing.
Oh yeah, it'll be really, really fun. I'm gonna enjoy it.
And it looks adorable, so.
That's all I ever need sometimes. I just need cute games.
Exactly.
Your next game.
Okay, so obviously just because of the fact that I didn't get to play very many games, I get super excited about all of the ones that are being remade. And one of them that I'm super hyped about that I'll finally get to play is Stub the Zombie. So I've heard a lot about it. I think it came out in 2005, so it came out when I was 10 or something like that. But it's really nice to see it to make an appearance on modern consoles, so I can finally play it. It definitely has more of like a Zombieland kind of vibe where it's using some serious topics, technically apocalypse and zombies, things like that, sort of that horror-esque vibe, but putting it in a hilarious light and putting it super, like, putting emphasis on, haha, this is hilarious. And it's basically just a parody of itself, and that's the kind of game I really enjoy some days, because when you get into that nitty-gritty and the angry and the angsty, and then you just stay there for a while, then all of a sudden you're feeling it, and you always need that game that you can go to just be super lighthearted and just have fun. And for me, that'll be Subs a Zombie once it comes out.
Well, I'm glad that you have your zombie game where you can beat the shit out of everyone as you wanted.
Exactly, but in a funny way, because Stubbs.
Okay.
The underrepresented, good grief, game of Xbox in 2005.
Xbox. Okay. All right. Cool. Imagine having an Xbox. No, I'm joking. A lot of people had Xboxes growing up. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the Mario Golf fans right now, since Mario Golf is what's playing. Congratulations, you got your sports game. Tennis came out a couple years ago. You guys deserve it. I'm personally waiting for Mario Strikers, but go ahead and go off. Extra points if you guys do it with motion controls. Good luck on that backswing and keeping your hips straight, especially after being in lockdown for like a year and a half by the time it comes out. You're gonna need the workout for your biceps.
It'll be a glorious workout, and hopefully you can get a hold of it, because so few people were able to get a hold of Ring Fit.
Well, it doesn't seem like this is gonna be like an actual workout game. It seems like it's just like one of Nintendo's gimmicks that they always do.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, when we're in lockdown, is there really that much of a difference?
True.
Any exercise is better than no exercise. So hopefully you can get your arm game going strong. Please try to avoid missing leg day nonetheless.
Oh no, don't miss leg day. Anyway, the next game I'm excited for, and it's a game I've already played and put like dozens and dozens of hours of it, but I don't care because I'm gonna buy it again. The Hades physical re-release is my entire life. I am so excited for it. If you haven't played Hades and you've seen the art style and you're questioning it, get it. If you've seen the play style and you're questioning if you want it again, get it. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, buy it. Get it while it's on sale. Do it, please. Supergiant deserves all the money in the world for this game about a bisexual angsty teenage boy who just wants to tell his dad fuck you and be reunited with his mother. It's so hilarious. It's in depth. It's like fully voice acted actually. And for an indie game, I was very surprised to find that out. The music's stunning, the character design is amazing, and it made me like a roguelike game, which is very impressive for very impressive because I hate roguelikes a lot.
And the art is gorgeous and the gameplay is brutal. That's the reason why I haven't played it yet, but I can definitely appreciate it.
Just play it on easy mode, Haley. It's not that big a deal.
But then I would feel like I'm not doing my job right.
I mean, you have to. Here's the thing about the easy mode. It doesn't give you that much of a boost to it unless you keep dying a whole bunch. So you can like try it, and if you get frustrated, then turn on easy mode, and it's still like almost the same difficulty. But the more times you die with easy mode, the more of a damage reduction you get until you get to a point where you can beat it.
So it's sort of the rubber banding that they used in the Spyro games?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I'll consider it, potentially.
Yeah, so it's not, and plus there are other modifiers you can add to kind of even it out later once you've done like a full clear of it for the first time.
Okay.
And like at some point, a lot of people do put easy mode on just so they can get the true ending quickly because do have to beat the game quite a few times to get the true ending.
Oh goodness.
Because there's like the ending where you meet the mom, thank God, and then there's like the ending where you finally like convince her to do something, and then there's the true ending where the big problem is resolved, and I still haven't gotten the true ending yet because I'm still waiting for RNG to allow me to do it.
So if anyone who's watching this has not played the Hades games, I'm sorry for that spoiler alert.
What? I didn't say what was gonna happen.
You said the endings though.
I said the end. What?
You basically described most of the endings right there.
Whatever. That's not a real spoiler. Also, if you actually know Greek mythology, you already know how this works. You already know what's gonna happen. I'm sorry. You read what's happening and you're like, "Oh, I know this." Like, it's one of the most famous Greek myths. I'm sorry if they're not being super obvious about what's happening, but there's still a lot to figure out. Also, you can date Zagreus. You can't date him, but Zagreus can date a couple people if you're into that romance stuff being added into it. There's some side quests. There's shopping economy. There's weapons to unlock. It's so cool. Anyway, I took enough time talking about Hades because I love it. Haley, continue.
Okay. So one that really caught my eye, and I think will be very interesting to see the development of and see where it goes, is that Neon White game. So it kind of gave me some Kingdom Hearts vibes, to be honest, especially with the card thing with the Chain of Memories. It's just
Oh
like,
no.
okay, using these cards to do this thing. But it looks absolutely promising, and it has gorgeous animations and a really unique playstyle. I'm really curious to see how that's going to be implemented and how that's going to go. I wish I had a chance to look into it further to see if there's any like development details available online. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to because of work. But either way, it looks absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to hear more about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked pretty cool. I don't know why, but it reminded me of Gravity Rush. I think that's the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I'll pick it up, but I'll definitely watch a stream or two about it. At some point. The other game, and this is like the last one, but besides like the big 2 or 3 that were announced, that were talked about in the stream. But my last big thing that excited me was, and I love the name of this, Triangle Strategy.
Yes, I was waiting for you to go ahead and talk about that one because I know you have a lot to say.
Of course I have a lot to say. I am thrilled that the team that did Octopath Traveler is back. Octopath Traveler was one of my favorite games the year that it came out. I played it. I've actually replayed it, which is crazy because that game has a lot of grinding in it. But it's gorgeous. I love the pop-up book style, the HD, 2D, 3D, whatever combination they're going with. I love it. I want them to have a special edition. I will buy the special edition. I will buy the digital version. I will buy whatever they want me to because I will support them no matter what. And what makes this even better is I love the fact that they are downsizing it from a party of 8 to a party for like a 3-path structure. Because one of the biggest weaknesses in Octopath Traveler is that there's 8 different stories going on, and none of them are really overlapping until you get to the final boss. And we don't even need to talk about the Galdera, because oh my god, it took me so long to fucking beat that final boss. And it's not even like the overlap is very that strong anyway, but just from playing the demo, and the demo was already out when the direct came out. So if you haven't played it and you like turn-based strategy games, you like Final Fantasy Tactics, you like Ogre Tactics was Ogre Wars. One of the two. One of the two. I would say Advance Wars really doesn't play anything like Advance Wars or like Pokemon Conquest. If you like those type of games, then you will love Triangle Strategy. You can go very in depth with like the 8 to 10 characters you get in the demo. They all have their own unique perks, their own weaknesses, some more than others. There are different characters that you can recruit based off of the decisions you make in the game, and there are legitimate decisions in there that affect the chapters that you have. Like in the demo that has 3 fights, the final fight changes based off of the decisions you have, and there are 2 totally different characters that you can have recruited to your party depending on the decisions you've made. Like, I have to replay the demo because I didn't get someone named Julio, and apparently Julio is really good, so I have to change what I did. And I don't know what I have to change to do it because I refuse to look it up. It just looks really good. There's a lot of political intrigue. It's not fully voice acted. I wanted it to be fully voice acted, but it's already more voice acted than Octopath was, which to me is great. I love the fact that there's some I could praise this game based off the demo for hours, and I'm definitely going to make a separate video on this, and I might play the demo on stream just to go into it more. But Haley, I know you don't like strategy games. I know you don't. I know you get overwhelmed by it. Um, I'm gonna beg you, if you don't buy this game, at least watch me play it on stream.
Well, yeah, I watched you play Octopath, silly.
I know, but still.
Nonetheless, I do at least want to try out the demo. I don't know how much I'll like it, but I'll at least give it a go. And something I want to go ahead and add to that, I know that they put the time super late out. It's like sometime in 2022. But something I can really appreciate is that they outright said, "Hey, play this demo. We're going to release this survey, and that's going to help us with development." I am absolutely all for getting player input and using that to like actual players, not just beta testers and things like that, people who applied to get to it at that point. No, actual people, just normal average Joes, going through and playing it and saying, "Hey, this is what works," or "Oh, hey, this is what doesn't work," and using that to help with your development. It's part of the reason why I do enjoy Genshin Impact so much, is because they are taking player input into serious consideration.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in of itself says a lot of really good things about Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, and this is the Octopath Traveler did the exact same thing. I think they had two surveys actually. Um, their initial they had an initial demo after the E3 was announced, and they had a survey for that. And then Triangle Strategy is up on right now, and just look at that art. Oh my god, it's brilliant. So they had the initial demo with a survey, and then afterwards they had a demo with some of the updates that they made from the survey, and then they had another survey after that to see if that met expectations. And then they did the same thing with Bravely Default 2, because both games are from Square Enix. If you see on thing, there's a lot of environmental stuff that happens that you can manipulate with the game. Even on like the world map, you saw that you could burn villages, like not a village, but like a house. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Well, I'm glad.
It's so great. And yeah, that's one of the games I meant where I don't want you to announce it so far out in advance, but I am less annoyed with this one just because there is going to be at least one survey and they're going to make changes on it. That's the only way I'll accept you letting me know about a game this good that I'm this hyped about so early. Because if you're not going to give me the game in like 6 months, I'm crying. Okay. Uh After playing the demo, I'm heartbroken that this game's not coming out this summer or this year. One, because I need games to help me get through the tragedy that is 2021, but also I'm addicted to this game and I just need it.
Well, hopefully, if anything else, maybe they'll do what they did with Octopath Traveler, where they'll send out another demo with the updates. That way, at least seems a little bit better and
Hmm.
gets you through it a little bit easier.
Oh, I hope so. I'm gonna need it.
And then something that will help you get through it is that we are going to have a Skyward Sword HD coming out in July.
Okay, I want to talk about Zelda separately. So, is this the last game you're excited about?
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So, say what you're gonna say about Skyward Sword. I'm glad that we have Zelda here.
Which, as someone who didn't get to play it, so much hype. Like, all the hype. Both for the game itself and for the Joy-Cons. Unfortunately, some stores literally did a pre-order right after the announcement, so they're already sold out. My goodness, that was a disappointment. But there are some shops that are still waiting until later, so hopefully I will be able to get a hold of those and let you know when they come out, so that way you can too.
Thank you.
But as far as the game itself, I am definitely looking forward to finally playing this game, especially since you've hyped it so much ever since I met you.
I will say,
Literally, first time we met each other, she was just like, "Look at all these things, isn't it neat?"
yeah, I'm one of the weirdos who really like Skyward Sword. It's in my top 4 or 5 Zeldas. At
I
the
am interested in finally getting to enjoy the gameplay. I love the animation, so hopefully that'll be something that holds over as it transfers over to the Switch. Finally get to meet Girahim. He's a creepy little son of a bitch, but you gotta see what it's actually like. I'll hold off all of my inhibitions until after I play the game. Actually,
oh no, he's a creepy son of a bitch. You're supposed to think that.
Okay, I'm glad that that's at least solid throughout. And then
The only people who don't
maybe
think
I
that
get 5 before the end of the game. We'll see how that goes.
the only people who don't think that he's a creepy son of a bitch are certain fanfic writers, and I can't wait for all the fan art of Girahim and Link to come back.
Oh no, no.
Twitter artists, do your thing.
Please no. I know that's not gonna stop them, but still.
Alright, so, like I said, I'm one of the weirdos who really loves Skyward Sword. I think the soundtrack and the orchestration is amazing. I think Fi is not nearly as annoying as people think she is. She is pretty annoying on repeated playthroughs, don't get me wrong. But until you get to repeated playthroughs, I think that she's not that bad. And I honestly think the story of Skyward Sword is, if not the best we've gotten from Zelda, it's definitely in the top 3. And and honestly, when you hear my top 5 Zeldas when I make those videos, you might not believe me once you see what my favorite Zeldas are, but I do think it's up there with characterizations, except for Demise because he's really weird. But as far as I'm concerned, Girahim's the real villain of the game. And I'm so happy that it's getting a remake. I will say it surprised me that we were getting the Skyward Sword HD remake, that they announced that before they ported Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, because I'm a firm believer that we're getting those.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'd say the only reason why we probably got Skyward Sword first is because it's its anniversary.
Yeah, it's the 10-year, so that's probably why they announced it first. Maybe they're planning on doing something else for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I just hope that we do get those and they don't just ROM drop Ocarina of Time or something. Cause
Look, another console with Ocarina of Time.
And if they do put Ocarina of Time in, please don't just do the original. Just figure out a way to get the 3DS versions on it, because the 3DS versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are the only versions that should continue to exist to be sold on consoles.
Agreed. Although some of the monsters in the remake are much more terrifying, quite frankly.
I mean, yeah. But anyway, back to Skyward Sword. I'm impressed that they actually gave button controls, even though they were gonna have to because the Switch Lite exists. Yeah. I I just think it's a good idea, and I hope everyone gives it a second chance if you played it before. And for first timers like you, Haley, I will say that the middle part of the game is very repetitive and stretched out, so just be prepared for that. I enjoyed it. I'm just happy it's on the Switch so I can play it in handheld mode. I just want to play it in handheld mode so I can be comfy.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing handheld mode. I still have PTSD from playing Twilight Princess on the Wii, so I'm not planning on doing anything with the with the controls, the motion controls with this game, especially since I am left-handed. You know, left-hand solidarity.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, this Link is a right-handed Link.
and it's disappointing. Nintendo, why did you do this to me? The one character in my life that was left-handed, aside from Luke from Abyss, and that is not a good one to look up to in the slightest.
Yeah,
the only other character that in my childhood that was left-handed, and you ruined it.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, I don't think that there was a master mode in this that mirrored the map, because they could have just made it so the left-handed Link in this version was the one who could beat hard mode and make all of us right-handers feel like weak-ass big daisies. But no, they didn't have it.
That's lame. They should have done it.
Maybe they'll add it. I feel like I hope there's more to this HD remake than them just adding button mapping, but button mapping's still pretty impressive for a game built around HD. Not HD, motion controls.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else? Did we talk about Breath of the Wild 2? Or was that in the last recording?
We did talk about Breath of the Wild 2. One thing we haven't talked about yet, though, is Splatoon 3.
Okay, before we get into Splatoon 3, I'm just gonna say, for anyone upset about Pyra and Mythra in Smash, haha, another anime sword fighter. Have fun, guys. They really did add 2 anime sword fighters back to back, huh?
They did. And they did it to where they literally had 2 of them in one.
They did! They snubbed our boy Rex, added his girl Pyra, and was like, oh yeah, Mythra's here too. Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't really care. The only DLC character I bought from this pack is Sephiroth, because they had first of all, because of Sephiroth, and second of all, they have a shirtless version of him, so of course I was going to buy it.
And third of all, that trailer though.
There's not going to be a trailer better than the Sephiroth trailer ever. Alright? Ever.
If you don't have the Mario skewered like he's in a barbecue in another trailer, I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh my god. I was shocked. I literally gasped. I didn't think that they were going to, I didn't think they could show it.
According to Peak.
Oh my god. I'm cutting out because of Peak, that's fine.
I apologize.
It's cool. Oh, and this literally showing up right here reminded me. There's one other Zelda thing that happened. Age of Calamity got an expansion pack announced. I don't fucking care, because I didn't even finish that game because the wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit made me not want to finish it. So I'm not giving them another $20 for it, even though Purra's probably going to be in that pack, and Purra was the entire reason I was hopeful for this game.
The only redeeming quality of the game, not for their functionality, but just for how cute they are, is the little Dadburn tiny guardian. I have deemed him Meg, like a lot of people have. He's adorable. That is the only redeeming quality, because it is cute. Not because of the timey-wimey bullshit, but because it's cute. Everything else can go away.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset about that, but I think a lot of people were upset about the time stuff. I also don't think that $20 for, I'd have to see exactly what they were gonna add for the DLC, but I don't think it's gonna be worth $20. It's not like gonna be the original Hyrule Warriors, where the DLC was a metric butt ton for $20. This one just doesn't feel like, it feels like a different Warriors game. I mean, not even feels like, it just is a different type of Warriors game. So, we'll see. I still probably won't buy it. Now to Splatoon 3, which, holy fuck!
There is so much that, like, I think I watched that and have more questions than answers, as one of the people who had, like, an inkling of a hope that we were actually going to get some sort of news about it.
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna get Splatoon 3 until the Switch Pro came out. So, which It still might be one of the launch titles for the Switch Pro because we're getting a Switch Pro. I don't know anyone who doesn't think we're not going to get a Switch Pro, but we're going to get it, and that might be the launch title for it. Or Zelda Breath of the Wild. Who knows?
Potentially. But oh my goodness, they just basically slam you into a whole different thing, just like they did with the Splatoon 2 trailer and the Octo expansion trailer. Like, they know how to get their fans rolling, that's for sure.
Yeah, I thought when I saw them leading up into the desert, I thought it was a Borderlands trailer. I was like, is there another Borderlands game coming? Didn't they already show Tales of the Borderlands? Like, no, Splatoon. And something I didn't notice when the trailer was going live is there's no boy or girl distinction with the hairstyle or clothes.
Which that makes sense. There was definitely that shift. They started doing that shift like with Animal Crossing and other games like that. So it doesn't surprise me that they made that shift. I personally appreciate it. Inclusivity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And plus, I want to be able to have a guy style sometimes. I have short hair. Sometimes the short style of the girl's hair is not short enough.
Yeah, or it's like super lame looking. I'm really happy with the braid and ponytail combo. Honestly, that looks pretty.
Yeah, that was amazing. I loved it. But
and,
also, we get a little chum who is a chum, and it gives me so many questions as to what the hell is going on with the Salmonants.
Yeah, what part of who destroyed Paris?
I mean, we already knew that the world was basically screwed. Like, we were basically attacked by, spoiler alert, the Statue of Liberty.
Oh my god, let's not get into that. That final I loved Octopath expansion. I was also really worried.
Octopath expansion. Octo expansion.
Oh yeah, Octo expansion.
Octopath expansion. Octolings and squidlings in the Octopath world.
Oh my god. Caldera, what have you done? Anyway, I was really afraid that the Splatoon stuff they were showing was going to be more for Octo expansion or some version of it. I was really afraid for a minute, but I'm glad that wasn't it. Because if I had more Octo expansion stuff, I was traumatized. I saw that train, I was scared.
Is the final fight with 4 traumatizing you? Or was it 3? It was whichever age it was.
All of it. The whole damn pass it traumatized me. Especially all the challenges were just, oh my god, and I can hear the thing exploding on my back. Over and over and over again.
And the little sea cucumber being just like terminated.
And the Special Agent 3 fight. The actual hard, the super hard version.
I still haven't beat that. I still haven't gotten the hairpin. I am disappointed with myself, but I also don't care because my mental health is more important.
I rage quitted so hard on that, and I'm not even. I can't even get mad at myself. I'm happy we're getting Splatoon 3. And this is the game that really makes me mad that they announced it so far in advance. Why did you announce this for 2022? Why you should have just waited until the summer or the fall direct, because we all know there's going to be at least another direct or another announcement type of thing happening another point of this year, because they really did only show stuff for the majority for the first half of the year. There's going to be another there's going to be a summer direct or some summer thing. So why didn't you just wait?
It's probably because they put so much emphasis on marketing to this past 6 months, especially with the new bonus Splatfest that they had, with trying to get people to play and buy the Octo expansion and things like that. They're probably trying to ride on this coattail, which kind of is shooting them in the foot ultimately, but I can see that being the plausible reason why they decided to announce it now.
I mean, yeah. I hope I'm gonna buy it. Like that's a day one buy for me, without a doubt.
Pre-order. That's outright a pre-order if it's available.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I bought Splatoon 2 digitally. I didn't even get a physical copy of it because um I wasn't going to be able to get to a GameStop with it over the weekend, so I just did it digitally. I'm probably going to do the same thing for this because I don't want to go to a game store, and it costs more for Amazon to get me something day one.
I mean, at the very least, hopefully, knock on wood, 2022 will be less hell.
I don't trust people anymore.
I don't trust people either. I'm just trying to be hopeful. I don't want to be in another whole other year of dread. But nonetheless, I'm also very curious. I think we discussed this lately. Is the desert sort of scene a remnant of the fact that Chaos won the final Splatfest? Or is it going to be like the second game where the remnant of that is only going to be in the story mode?
Maybe. I don't know. You can pick Octolings as your playable character, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be Octolings versus Salmonids or something, and we pick the Salmonid side.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that at all. And plus, that would really be confusing if they took that route because there would not be much implication for it. I really want to know what the hell is happening with the Salmonids, though. Like, for one, it seems like we may not get the Salmonid side of things, which is kind of disappointing because that was the kind of thing I enjoyed. But
true, I was thinking there might be like some kind of Salmonid, Inkling, Octoling type of thing, but I guess not.
yeah, so I'll be curious to see what happens there. It's given me a lot of questions, and I'm loving all the fan art people are making. Quite frankly, people have already started with that one. It's a more wholesome one, thankfully.
True. Also, how did we get a crossbow? How do you use a crossbow in paint gun? Like what?
I mean, dip it in paint, throw the bow, paint, crossbow. But I suppose also you could probably, as long as the arrow is hooked up to the actual crossbow as opposed to being a detachable thing, you could have a.
Okay, Haley, I did not want an actual breakdown of this. I'm just saying this is kind of crazy compared to everything else.
These questions without expecting an answer at me.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I didn't want an answer. All I'm saying is it looks cool, but it's also interesting because it doesn't look like it's gonna be a long range weapon. It looks like it's gonna be mid range.
So definitely be curious to see what's going on with that, and also what other nifty weapons we're going to get. Also, the fact that it seems like we can choose where we land is going to be interesting. A lot more strat to that.
True, that'll be weird. I wonder who the music artists are gonna be for this game.
Yes, we need those quality music artists.
Yeah, and I don't. This just looks weird.
It looks weird, but it looks promising. But it's gonna take way too long, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, someone will do like a in-depth breakdown of this, but it ain't gonna be me. But that's all I got to say about the direct. I'm happy. Like I said, like a 7 out of 10. Anything else you got?
I would give it a solid 7.5. And once again, it's something where if you like video games, you're gonna find something you're gonna like for the most part. There's definitely a wide variety of things and it's not lacking in the slightest. So that's really all I have to say. Just take a look at it. Hopefully you find something you like, and I hope you enjoy.
All right, thanks for sticking with us for like the 50 minutes it took to go into this. I'm definitely gonna have a video on Triangle Strategy at some point, and I'm gonna be streaming it. If Haley has anything she wants to talk about more in depth, she can definitely let me know. We can make a video. But that's all we got for you today. Check us out on twitch.tv/ClassyEmi and to see us bumbling around in Genshin and currently Persona for like the past 8 months, but hopefully we'll be finished at some point. and we're definitely going to be. I think we'll stream one of the games we've talked about today. I haven't decided yet, but that's all we got for you. Have a nice one. Say bye, Haley.
Bye.
All right, and remember, guys, stay classy. See ya.